30 psi, 30 psi, man. That's a bit on the high side for my weight and for cruising. But for skate parks and stairs, it's fantastic. The problem is you can't have both. Right? Some people are totally fine. They're just like, no, I ride mine at 40 psi. Okay, I'm happy you're still with us. Really happy. Chooch did a good amount of sliding at high psi there.
Hi guys, Chooch here. Today I'm gonna go riding on the V12 HT. Whee! Oh no, my legs!
So I went to the store to buy some ribs. Now I'm gonna go throw them in the oven. I switched pads from the torque pads, the T-pads 1, to Frank's custom pads and his jump blocks. And I definitely feel more side-to-side stability. But the foot lock on the T-pads 1, on the torque pads, that's exceptional. That's an exceptional foot lock. I rarely hit the front bumper on the T-pads, but on this I will hit the front bumper, but since it's decently soft and smooth, there's not like that terrible hard banging of the shins into what would normally be the 3D printed kind. That's the kind where you can get an accident at high speed or low speed or potato speed or whatever, since you're hitting the front quite aggressively, you know, over torquing the motor. It's usually what we do to try to get the motor to skip. Try to get the motor to skip a magnet to like overpower it. They've been doing those kinds of tests with the C38 as well. You know, it's a kind of torquing we do to get like a kind of burnout. But with this much grip, all my EXN did was a small farting noise. So okay, nobody heard that. The farting rider. I've been accused of farting before. But yeah, you know, rainy day, sitting at home, working, seeing what improvements we can make it, lazy rolling and stuff like that. And then it's just like, damn man, tick tock, what you gonna do? Just like, I'll go out and hobo a bit. So I saw that they had the thick style ribs on sale. So I bought like a little over a pound for $2.50. I'll go throw those in the oven. And let them slow cook for a couple of hours. If you look at tire performance, like wide tires, like these tires, if you run them at high tire pressure, you'll actually be a bit slower than if you would run them at lower tire pressure. At higher tire pressure, where you're skipping all the time, all the vibration is going to cause an energy loss, a speed loss. Or otherwise, if you have a high tire pressure and a soft tire carcass, but we don't have particularly soft tire carcasses. They're quite thick, especially the ones on the EXN, the Sherman, and so on. The previous generation, like the CST 1488 or the H5102 for the 16X and so on, those are like thinner carcass tires, you know. But shit, it's dangerous, you know. I was riding with Jeffrey Scissorhands on Instagram, and he was like riding around and playing around. He was riding at a higher tire pressure, you know. He's just like, he just said, he says he hates it. I feel you. The other day when I was with Alexander and we were fooling around jumping and stuff, then we went off riding in the city, you know, and I switched from the MSX to the EXN. I couldn't pass like 32 kilometers an hour, 33. It just felt too sketchy. can say it's a matter of getting used to it. You can say it's a matter of practicing, but damn, man, just skipping all over the place. It's crazy. Like skippers. It's like turning something that's very, very safe into something really dangerous. And for what? Here's for what. So that at 1% of the time I can ride down stairs or do a jump at a skate park or something like that, you know. So you can have your tire pressure for riding. Normally I would recommend your riding weight divided by 3. You know, that will apply nicely to wheels in the 3 times 18 inch category. And then a tad higher for the 16 times 3 inches like the V12 and the Nikola. And since this generation of wheels, this heavier generation of wheels, will tend to use a heavier tire, then it will scale with the wheel weight being higher as well. If you're going to do stuff at a skate park or go downstairs and stuff like that, then you know the sky's the limit. But you can get some bad behavior on stairs also if you have a ridiculously high PSI. So there I would take the riding weight, I would divide it by 3 again to get the PSI, and then I would add 20%. You know, so for me, I would ride this at 25 PSI normally, and if doing skate fiddly diddly, 24. It's nice, but yeah. And 30 for skate parks and stuff. You know, I still do 25 on skate parks, and I can do stairs on 25. But one little mistake, man. One little mistake. Bust your rib. Now let's go through those ribs in the oven. So when looking at configs, oh damn, that's a charming lady. Keep walking, man. Keep walking. Keep walking. When looking at configs, like with the torque pads or the Grizzly pads, since they are thin to non-existent on the sides, then you will get movement side to side. There will be a nice free feeling. Oh my fucking god, keep walking.
But at Josh's request to show the world what misophonia feels like, Danny is triggering him intentionally. His instruments of torture: a pen, a coffee cup, trail mix, and a granola bar. For Josh, holding a simple conversation under these conditions is excruciating. After just a few minutes, he is forced to run from the room.
That was too much.
Even more devastating for Josh is dating with misophonia. Having a long-term girlfriend has been almost impossible.
Unfortunately, the scenario can be that everything about this person is wonderful, but guess what? She chews a little awkwardly, or maybe her voice gets raspy at night a little bit. These are things that are this really awkward deal breaker for me.
He just says, you know, I just can't stand the way she eats in front of me. She's gorgeous, but she chews like a horse.
And here, since this will likely be touching your calves, you will not have to deal with that. For good and for bad, right? I could still go more forward with the pads, because somewhere around, 35 miles an hour, I'm on those front pads, and I could do without But yeah, somewhere you have to find the middle, you know, and you can just go out and around a bit. So the other day I was here with Alexander, and he was on the 16X, and I was on the MSX, and we're fooling around with this climb. You know, the 16X has very easily accessible torque. This does not. Easier with the pad where you can command torque directly from the beginning, which you can do with high density foam. But still, the idea of riding up this slope slowly on the EXN is just terrifying. It's terrifying. But I was shocked and amazed. Shocked and amazed, man. Much better than I thought. So I don't know the thing about tire pressure, you know, that we think that air costs money. That it costs money to let air out of the tire, and it costs money to put air in the tire. It costs time, you know, it costs time. It costs time and a bit of effort. But yeah. Then we just say, no, but you know, I don't like this, but I'll keep doing it. Oh, okay, okay. So I guess I'll keep doing it. I'll keep doing it, man. I've gotten this far. I've just started my ride. I might as well keep doing it. Why be comfortable when I can be uncomfortable and just get used to the discomfort? I saw a clip with a bunch of fails. There was this guy riding. He's gonna transition over a streetcar track. Like that bump back there was just totally unnecessary. You know, the kick is like you have to, all of a sudden you're an elite rider. I got the foot locks a bit loose for maximum agility, so I can get my heels up. Not a good idea to strict jump. Not a good idea to do strict jumps with this loose of a config, you know. So don't expect to jump and pull the wheel with you. You can jump and bring the wheel with you, but you won't be pulling it. Right? To pull it, then you gotta go tight. Preferably no float and some kind of peel section. It's not enough, just a toe lock. Then you're asking for an accident. Think about it, you know. High speed config, tricking config, and so on and so on. Then who knows, eventually you'll find that one config that works great for everything, or that one set of pads that works great for everything, right? Or you're just particularly good at everything. Who knows? There's people like you out there. I'm not one of them. Definitely not. But I got time. I got time, man. I got time to practice. Practice and fiddle. Play with pads. Fiddly diddly. That's a lot of float, man. That's a lot of float. Let's push them down a notch. The left pads when I so I may have to review the Velcro situation or the leverage situation. So since the pads are here and the footlock is here, when you jump you sort of get like a leverage point there, so you can just reverse it. Something like that. I would go there. Velcro making noise, but that's about it. Still some float. Not terrible. It was better actually than what I've been riding so far. So it pays. Pays to fiddle. Doesn't pay to stop though, because my glasses get foggy. Gotta keep rolling. Can I go tighter? Still did some sliding. It doesn't help that my pants go over my shoes, you know. I get the same problem with my other pads since it's cold here in April. So you have to wear ski pants when it's Easter. There you go. There you go, man. It's such a damn strong wheel, man. It just keeps going. It's like the torque doesn't get less as you're going up these little climbs here, you know. The torque just stays the same all the time. The MSX will lose a bit of torque, the Nikola will lose quite a bit of torque. So I always end up overshooting. But yeah, that's not what we're here for today. We were here to just look at the tire pressure. So for this, sure. But for the roads, man, those better be some good roads. lower the music now. I can't. So DarknessBot introduced the death mode on the app now, so you can set the speaker to or whatever sound device you're using to increase the volume the faster you go, right? So again, ask Chooch how that went for him. When I start to go really, really, really fast, what I do actually is I pause my music because I just want to hear my alarm and beeps, you know. That's all. But the good thing about having that the music playing louder as you ride is that then you know that the wheel is still connected to DarknessBot, and then you have a higher chance of hearing your alarm. Which I don't think about too much on the EXN because it's damn fast. But the other day I was at 87 volts, man, still. I hit it. And I went down to 79. Damn, I'm going right here. So that was my paddling limit. I couldn't go any faster without changing my posture. Overpump tire, wet. So yeah, no change posture, no hinging at the hip to improve speed. I want to hinge everything. Oh, they took away the board. I tried to do it the most untalented way possible. Damn, that was jarring. I got jarred. It's like, since it just doesn't let off during the climb, if you just like go up it with straight legs and don't pump, then you're jumping. Once we used to bend our legs to flow, now we stiffen them up to launch. We no longer see it as a mound to flow over, but a ramp to fly over. Amazing. And some people say that you can go fast enough so that you can full send on the other one, as long as you don't stuff the landing. You stuff the landing, man. Can get night. So what do you have in your backpack? A strawberry cider based on apple cider. a very bitter IPA. Smashed passion. Look at that. Passion fruit cider. But this one has a pear cider base. Sambuca. Prepare your anise. Another apple-based cider with mango flavor. And another bitter IPA. I guess that's it. My pump, a valve extender, and the meter so that I can get a proper reading. And that's that, man. That's that. I had to check the receipt because I started getting anxiety that I forgot one of the drinks at the liquor store. Dear Lord. So how about these ribs though? Yeah, that looks done. That looks done. Let's chop it up and slap some barbecue sauce on it.